What's up, everybody? It's Dave Life with DaveLifeTV.News. Man, coming to you with a special edition is kind of important. There's a lot of civil unrest going on right now in Hong Kong. If you aren't aware, Hong Kong was under British rule for about 160 years. They got their independence in 1997, and they've had a different set of laws than mainland China, specifically Beijing. Most recently, there's been a bill put in place in Hong Kong which said that if you commit a crime in Hong Kong and you're from Taiwan, you can be extradited to Taiwan. It also added that if you commit a crime in Hong Kong, you might get extradited to Beijing. And it caused civil unrest because the people that live in Hong Kong, the citizens, are saying Beijing has different laws from us. It's harsher laws. We don't want to be extradited to Beijing. We want to be dealt with in Hong Kong. So that extradition bill has caused protests since April, maybe since before. And those protests have become increasingly violent. And specifically, here's what we have now, specifically.
At least one person has been taken away by the police. There does appear to be an undercover police officer still within the middle of this group of people. They are very angry with him, and they have been beating him about the head with various bars and the like. We will have continuing coverage on this story for you with Mark Austin in the News Hour in just a moment here on Sky.
That have been attacked by protesters and have been hurt and have not been allowed to get medical attention. So it is complete pandemonium in the Hong Kong airport right now. Pandemonium.
Yes, it's 5 o'clock.
Violent clashes with the Hong Kong police,
It is midnight.
Riot Police,
in
yeah,
Hong
protesters
Kong,
which have been
the scenes you
largely
are witnessing
peaceful.
are taking place at Hong Kong's
They've become more and more violent.
Airport,
You have
where
civilians
flights have
who
been
were not
suspended
protesters who've been pulled in through tear
where
gas.
a
They become violent. And again, you have two people in the airport that have been hurt that need medical attention that are not being allowed to get the attention by the protesters.
And the police,
and the protesters are telling people, hey, look, we're fighting for our freedom, for our liberation.
Into the airport to
they don't want to be under Beijing rule or Beijing laws, and they don't like the extradition laws.
The authorities claim is a passenger who was taken ill, but the protesters seem to be suggesting was also a
situation right now.
undercover police officer. And one has been taken away to hospital. Those protesters we're seeing
this is everywhere right
there
now.
in a
It's a big deal, you guys,
involving
because you have Hong Kong fighting for
is still there,
liberation, if you will,
with his
from
hands
Beijing.
tied to luggage trolleys.
It's almost a freedom fight against communism. That's how people are painting the picture.
Which apparently, according to the protesters, came from his baggage, and which said that I love Hong Kong police. So clearly, the airport authorities and the police have a major issue on their hands, and it remains to be seen how this individual.
Got the protests going on. Here we go.
Still see people arriving at this airport. Down in the arrivals hall, it's a bit tricky to show, but down in the arrivals hall, people are still arriving. This is, as you can see, a normal functioning airport.
Day.
And this is
amazing juxtaposition of what is happening at this airport, with people walking around with their luggage, and then you can't see it, Paul, because you're in the middle of it, but we have another shot, it looks like, from basically behind the Riot Police looking into where you are, and you can see shields up,
so it's a lot going on,
helmets on, clearly with pepper spray canisters.
And to some extent protect him, but the scenes are not good, and in fact a paramedic I can see has just arrived on the scene.
Protesters have stomped out two undercover police.
This is not a good situation, and
the undercover police were there
to
try to keep an eye on the protests to see where they were going, and I guess keep Riot Police on where to send their tear gas or send their forces. They were trying to disperse people, but apparently two undercover police have been beaten badly in Hong Kong, and protesters are not allowing them to get medical attention. They're unconscious. It's apparently really bad, and this could turn real bad if those officers die.
But I think that worrying about that could come later. What they do want is an officer to be returned to them. What they do not want is anyone to die. And he's been there many hours now. As you say, he's been pretty beaten up. He's not in good shape at all. We understand his injuries are pretty bad, and it looks terrible to the outside world, and it looks terrible to many of the people
they won't even show
of Hong
pictures,
Kong who might genuinely support the protest movement, just abhor violence and absolutely hate this type of thing. It's bad enough where the demonstrators were having running battles, but if something happens to this gentleman and he dies, then I think there would be a massive backlash from the general community saying that things are just totally out of control, and you can't possibly take it. You've lost all moral high ground when you do this type of thing. Whether the police will come in and clear this, well, whether they can, we just don't know. Right now, the critical thing is to try and get to him. The police have no one to deal with, Mark. That's the problem.
So look, I'm gonna keep you guys posted as much as I can. Keep your eyes peeled to DaveLifeTV News as we look at the civil unrest in Hong Kong. Hong Kong versus Beijing. It's real in the field, y'all, and it's serious. Anytime people fight to be liberated or they're fighting against extradition laws, it's a big deal, and we don't want that kind of stuff to happen here in the States. But we're getting close to that with these border patrols and ICE raids. Anyway, it's Dave Life with DLTV News.